One of the nice things about summer is to find ways that you can cook without heating up your kitchen. A lot of people choose the grill, but this is another alternative. So we're going to use the slow cooker, and we're going to make something similar to a sloppy joe, but this one's going to be pretty much all vegetable. I'm going to use some chicken broth, but you could use vegetable broth and actually make it all vegetable. So let's see where we're going to go with this. I'm going to start with some dried lentils. Now the first thing that you need to know about lentils is when you buy them by the pound, by the bag, however you get them, is there's a real good chance there's going to be some stones in there. So you need to have a white surface, either your kitchen counter, a paper towel, a plate, where you can spread them out and look for broken lentils and also for little pieces of rock. They may be real small, just almost gritty, but you want to make sure you get those out because you don't want anybody breaking their teeth. So this is going to go in our slow cooker. Now if you choose, you can spray this, you can put it in a bag. I'm just going to put the foods directly into it. So we have 2/3 of a cup of dried lentils. Also with that, we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of whole grain rice. And this is not a quick cooking rice by any means. It's just standard brown rice, and that's going to go in there as well. Also going to put in 1 cup of chopped carrot. Now I wanted the pieces to be sort of small because this is going to go on a sandwich, so they're designed to be cut relative to that, and then I cut all the other pieces about the same. Also in here I've got a cup of celery. Now if you find there's a vegetable that you really don't enjoy, you could leave it out, but these make a nice flavor blend and texture blend as well. I've also got a cup of chopped zucchini and 1/2 cup of onion. See if I can get all that to come out of the bowl. So this is going to be really nutritious. Now you might look and see how your manufacturer suggests you combine ingredients into it. With some it says put the meat in one time and put the vegetables in another place. With this one it really doesn't make so much difference. We're going to stir it all together, so if you can get them all in there at one time, you should be good to go. I've got a clove of garlic. And this is nice fresh garlic that we've minced as opposed to the type that comes in the jar from the supermarket, which has a little bit of an off flavor. I've got, let me double check the amount, 2 tablespoons of mustard. Now I'd hoped to use a Dijon mustard because I've made this before with Dijon and it has a really nice flavor when you do. I didn't have Dijon today, so this is just plain old yellow mustard. You can use any kind of mustard that you have. However, if you like something brown and spicy, this is the time to use some of it. Also have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I think that's all I need at this point, except for 3½ cups of some kind of broth. As I said, this was chicken broth, but you could use beef broth if you wanted to taste more meaty, since this is kind of going to take the place of a sloppy joe kind of dish, or you could use vegetable broth. This is then going to go in your slow cooker. It's going to cook on low for 8 to 9 hours or on high for 4 to 5 hours. So you can get everything chopped up and measured and ready to go into the slow cooker before you go to work in the morning. I find that slow cooker meals are much better for me on work days because the aroma always drives me nuts. I always want to eat it several hours before it's ready if I do it on a weekend. So that's what works best for me. But whatever works best for you, remember to put the lid on and don't open the lid, because every time you do that you lose enough heat that you have to add on at least another ½ an hour of cooking time. Now we have one that's already been prepared quite a ways along. It's already cooked for the 8 to 9 hours on low. And so we're ready for the next steps. Now notice that it gets fairly dry. So we're going to add a couple of liquid ingredients. I have a cup of tomato sauce. We're going to stir into this. Now these ingredients are very acidic, and that's why we're adding them well after the rice and the lentils have cooked. Because if you add them early on, then the lentils are not going to soften for you. And then I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. We're going to put the lid back on and let that cook down more so the flavors can mellow out, but cook that back on low for another 30 minutes. Okay, this is dinner or lunch, whatever you want it to be. We've got some toasted buns, and you'd serve this just the way you would any other sloppy joe. And it's really, really good for, as I said, lunch or dinner. But it's something different, so that if you're looking for something that doesn't heat your house, that adds a lot of flavor, that should still have some kid appeal, this is probably it. I hope you'll try this one. It's vegetable sandwiches. For Oklahoma Gardening, I'm Barbara Brown.